old, my dad sat me down and he said, Pete, if you'll listen to me, you might be able to get a scholarship in basketball because we can't pay your way. And maybe you not only get a scholarship, but maybe you'll go to the pro level and you'll play on a team that wins a world championship. And you'll make $1 million playing basketball. And they'll give you a big diamond ring and it'll have your name on it and say world champions. And to a 7-year-old, my eyes lit up. And I said, Dad, that's what I want. He said, if you let me teach you, you just commit. You dedicate your life to basketball, and that's all you have to do. And you'll live happily the rest of your lives. And that's what I did. I became a human basketball. I was a basketball android. And I made a fake, and I drove in baseline. I was going up for a layup, and the ball was going up, and a guy undercut me. And I spun down, and I hit on the floor, and the ball came down, hit me right in the nose, and I rolled over it, and I got up because all of a sudden, I was going to go to the foul line. I said, hey, there's only about 4 seconds left. I'll make these 2 free throws. We still got a chance to win. We'll only be down 1 point. But the referee called a charge. I couldn't believe it. I lost my cool. I grabbed the ball. He said, give me the ball. I said, I'm not giving you the ball. I knew the game was over. You know how I knew? Because 3 reporters were sitting right behind the basket, and they got up to go write the story. So it must have been over. So I figured I'd have a little fun. So I grabbed the ball, see, and he said, give me the ball. I said, no. He said, you give me that ball, I'm going to give you a technical. I said, give it. And he gave me a technical, and the crowd was in it and everything else. He said, I want the ball. I said, no, I'm not giving you the ball. He says, you say one more word, and you're going to get another test. I said, word. And he gave me another technical. And finally, he said, I want that ball now. I said, okay. And I went like this, and and he hit that chair and fell down. And when he was falling down, he said, you're out of here. And he threw me out of the game. Of course, the game was lost anyway. I figured, why not have a little fun, give the people their money's worth, right? Well, that's how this pass came about. I threw a behind-the-back bounce pass during a junior varsity game between a defender's legs. I looked around and I saw the fans and how excited they really got, and that was back in 1959. And I just saw the excitement of entertainment that you could bring to people, and that they would really enjoy that. And so I wanted that. It was like a drug inducement to me, and that's the way I'd learned the game anyway. Pistol came about where a writer was at one of our games, a JV game I was playing. I used to shoot the ball down here. I used to rise it up like this because I didn't have any strength to put it over my head. So I used to take the ball and go down like this and then shoot like this. And it resembled to this person, the guy drawing. So he said, yeah, it looks like he's shooting, with a pistol. So the next day he wrote an article and he said, Pistol Pete.
We are most happy to announce that Pete Maravich will play professional basketball for the Atlanta Hawks.
We played in an arena, Loyola Fieldhouse, which was basically off the floor about 4 feet. And so they had to put a net. They put a big net around the entire court so people wouldn't fall off. But, the fans in New Orleans were tremendous. They really enjoyed pro basketball, and they were really behind the team, even though they knew that the team was going to lose and it was going to take years and years before they could come up where they could be a contender as they are today.
The Jazz moved to the enormous Superdome.
Pete, there's a lot of young kids watching now who would admire the way you play. How many hours a day would you spend with a basketball, bouncing and shooting, and say when you're 12 years old?
When I was 12, Don, during the summer months, about 8 hours a day, between 8 and 8.5, and during the winter months, about 4 hours a day.
Good. Some work went into all this, huh?
You don't get here by just wishing it. That's what this section's about. Spinning the basketball. So here we are. We're going to take the ball here. You can also learn to do it by taking your finger like this and learn how to balance that ball on your finger, see? Learn how to balance that ball on your finger, just like that, you see? Once you can learn how to balance it, then you can take it and you spin it. Now, I don't care whether you spin it this way or this way. If you're left-handed, you're going to spin it that way. If you're right-handed, you're going to spin it this way. Some people spin it right-handed that way. I don't care, whatever spin it is, but you got to stay after it. Just keep going like this. Just keep putting it on. Just keep putting it on, and finally, after a while, it depends on how long you do it, the ball's going to stay on, see? It's going to stay on. Now, once it's on, you have what's called fanning. Now, this is tough because most kids will knock it off. When you fan the basketball, you want to barely touch the ball. You hear the sound, listen. But I'm barely touching that basketball, you see? Barely touching. All right, now, once it's on, once you got it spinning, well, you can change fingers, see? You can do a little spider change. A little spider change just like that. Keep that ball spinning and just go back and forth like that, see, on those fingers. Now, you might want to take it like this, and you might want to change fingers like that, see, back and forth like this, just like that, see, back and forth. You might want to take it and maybe put it on this knuckle, and then back down this knuckle, back on the finger, like that. Now that is how you can learn to spin the basketball. The things that I did with the basketball, behind the back pass between the legs, things of that nature, I played for the fans. There was no doubt about that. But the first thing I played for was to win.
Maravich, oh Maravich, play your game and do your thing. Listen to the people roll. Maravich, oh Maravich, play your game and do your thing. Listen to the people roll. Maravich, oh Maravich, play your game and do your thing. Listen to the people roll. Maravich, oh Maravich, play your game and do your thing. Listen to the people roll.